so we continue with the series on the resurrection of the dead, which is the fifth of the foundational doctrines taught to us in the book of Hebrews chapter 6 verses 1 and 2. And we're dealing in this particular series on the second coming of Jesus Christ our Lord. And the reason that we're dealing with the second coming is because the second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ is directly linked to the first resurrection of the saints of our Lord Jesus Christ. And so in order for us to have a clear understanding and be prepared for when our Lord Jesus Christ does return to the earth, we're going through certain key events as shown to be. That's not part of the church age anymore, and so we don't listen to that anymore. That was for the Jews, for argument's sake. Now, when it comes to false teachers, it's a more serious aspect. The false prophets are not yet as prominent because, as I said, I mentioned just two who have a social network following of 1 million in the church, and that's believers. There's obviously going to be a lot of unbelievers maybe included in there, but that's by far the majority of Christians. People who love God and serve God, but are completely taken in by what these false prophets are teaching through their false visions. They were exposed for the very first time, and they stood up and they got up and they walked out because they couldn't take the exposure. But what happened is they had followers who got up and followed after them and also left. And they were admonished by the Lord, you don't have to go. If you it's your choice, but you don't have to go. But they left anyway. And so they kind of just put it across to me so clearly that is a picture of the end times. That what is going to happen is that these men who are espousing the false doctrine out there are going to be exposed because more and more men of God who are teaching the gospel, the full counsel of God, are going to hold them to account.